The sponsor of today's video is Webull. Simply use the link down below my description box, deposit any amount of money, and we each get 5 stocks. It's that simple, and by the way, it's limited time, so get on it. Use that link. Enjoy. Now let's get into the video. So stocks were hot today, guys. We had a crazy turn of events. We were actually red in the morning. Then we had the Fed meeting, which we covered earlier on the YouTube channel. We had the press conference, all that good stuff, and stocks ended up ripping, and now they're up even more after market hours. So we have to break it down in this video, so sit back, relax, hit the like button, subscribe, check out my Patreon if you guys want all my moves in real time. That's linked down below, and let's get into it. So SPY went up over 1.6% today, same with the Russell. We had the Dow up over 1%, and the NASDAQ 100, brace yourselves guys, went up over 2.3% with volatility getting nailed. The VIX was down about 12%. So what we're seeing here on the hourly chart when it comes down to SPY is we clearly double bottomed at 460. That's first and foremost. And by the way, we were at 460 this morning, and we obviously hit that point yesterday, which is why we double bottomed. So we double bottomed at 460. We filled the entire gap to 465. That was actually during the Fed meeting, or when it initially, the report came out at about 2:30 p.m. That's where we were, around 465. And then once Powell started speaking, the markets digested the Fed meeting. That is when we ran right through that 465 level. We ran all the way to 470, and now we're actually at 471 plus in the aftermarket hour. So let's just say we filled the gap to 465 and we broke out, guys. So this looks really bullish. Double bottom breakout. We're above both moving averages on this 20-day chart. And by the looks of it, guys, we're a stone's throw away from all-time highs. All-time highs were back in the end of November at 473.54. Now we're at 471.16 in the aftermarket hours. And I'm telling you, I mean, look, today we had a $7 green day on SPY. All it takes is another $2, which could easily happen tomorrow, maybe on Friday. So don't be surprised if SPY ends up hitting all-time highs by the looks of it, right? And for Triple Q, let's pop it up. Triple Q went up 2.3%. This also double bottomed at about 380, 382 roughly, and we broke above 390, which was resistance, right? And we almost ran all the way to fill the gap to $400, which was resistance pretty much ever since the end of November. You guys can see we've gotten hit at 400, 401 countless times, right? A lot of times. Let's just put it that way, right? So we filled the gap pretty much all the way to 400. Now, if we break 400, 401, whether it's tomorrow, the next day, next week, and kind of like I said with SPY, all it takes is one more green day. I mean, this could happen tomorrow. If we break 401, we're probably going 408, all-time high from the end of November. So if you guys want my take on the Fed meeting, a quick little breakdown, 10, 11 minutes, check out my video from earlier today. We're not going to talk much about it in this video because we already covered it, and you guys probably already know all about it. So the markets digested this information, and they're ripping. They're ripping. We're getting a relief rally, and I'm really excited to see how tomorrow plays out. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe if you are enjoying the video. It really helps me out overall in the YouTube algorithm, and we are trying to get 25,000 subscribers by the end of this year. I'm not sure if we're going to get it, but it's a challenge. So make sure to subscribe, and let's talk about some stocks now. Number one is PGR, Progressive Corporation, and this one went up about 5% today. And if we take a look on this 4-hour chart, this stock is completely breaking out. What we're noticing is, sure, it is a little bit overbought. Our size at 70 on the 4-hour, that is pretty overbought. But what we're noticing is it's trading at a multi-month high. It's trading above both moving averages, and we're noticing a golden cross. All we need to see at this point is a bit of a sell-off, a healthy pullback, profit-taking. And if that happens, let's say we start coming back to 99, maybe $100 flat. We're now almost at 102. That could be a decent dip. You know, maybe honestly down towards 97, 98 would be even better. So the firm today reported monthly metrics that included $3.29 billion in net premiums written compared to $2.9 billion the same time a year ago. And Progressive also reported $3.59 billion in net premiums earned compared to $3.1 billion a year ago. So that is the catalyst that made the stock run up almost $5, almost 5%, and the trend's looking good, but we just have to pull back a little bit, and at that point, I would be interested. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, they pay a dividend on the 17th. So listen to this, guys. When companies pay dividends, I don't know if all you guys know this. You might not know this. A lot of you will. But when companies pay dividends, dividend companies, the stock, the day they pay the dividend, sometimes, not always exactly to the penny, right? But sometimes, a lot of the time, it goes down. The stock's price, it goes down the amount that the dividend is. In this case, the stock's $101 per share. The dividend's $1.50. So there's a good chance Progressive goes down $1.50, $2 the day that they pay the dividend, and then a lot of the time the stock recovers afterwards. So if we do get that dip when they pay the dividend, which I'm assuming will happen, we could end up getting that entry point. So I'm looking at PGR. LH is another one that we called out yesterday, and we nailed this call out, guys. This went up over 4%. This is Laboratory Corp. This went up $12 on the day, like I said, over 4%. And we're completely breaking out of the wedge now, and it seems like we want to go 309, 310, which was the high point from the end. Actually, that was towards the beginning of September. So I'm thinking we take that out, to be honest. I think this goes higher, maybe 315, 320 with the momentum we saw today. And this was actually breaking out before the Fed meeting. If you take a look here on the 5-day and on the intraday, you can see this was uptrending all day. I mean, the Fed meeting only made it better, in terms of more green coming into LH stock, but it was already up from 9:30 a.m. on the East Coast. It was at 294, went all the way to 300 plus before the Fed meeting. So I think this momentum is going to continue, and ticker symbol LH. I'm also looking at AMD here. AMD did pull back pretty aggressively recently from 164 to about 130. That was a drop of about 20%, so it did get in a bear market. And during the Fed meeting, more towards the end of it and after it, when a lot of the growth stocks started going bananas, AMD went bananas. Remember, like I said, it went down 20%. It was in a bear market. Well, it went up 8% after that. It closed up 8%, recovering a lot of that loss, and now we're up above both moving averages on the 4-hour chart. So I think AMD, if the overall markets do go all-time highs, like I said with SPY and Triple Q in the beginning of the video, if markets go all-time highs, AMD is going to start ripping again, probably 150, 55, 60. That is where it's going to go. So I'm watching AMD. Facebook, also known as Meta, I'm also watching. This one up about $8, 2.3% on the day-to-day. And what I'm seeing is a break above the moving averages again. I'm noticing an inverse head and shoulders kind of forming here on the 4-hour over the past roughly month of data. You guys can see that left shoulder head, and then we got the right shoulder right here. Although I did butcher that, I'm still seeing it. So if this plays out, and it's kind of already playing out, we're up a little bit after hours. We had a big push after the Fed meeting. If this plays out, we're probably going to 350 in the very short term, and that is where the real breakout could occur for Meta, right? If we break above 350, there's a wide open gap pretty much from 350 up to anywhere between 370, 380. So I'm looking at Facebook on that potential breakout that, believe it or not, that could be coming. If the markets do continue rallying after this Fed meeting, which, it could happen, this could be leading to a Santa Claus rally, right? If the markets rally more, we could have some of these tech stocks that have been lagging a bit, like Facebook, like Amazon. Maybe they could catch up to the ones that haven't been lagging. And I'm talking about the big tech stocks here, like Apple. It has not been lagging. Let me tell you, Microsoft, Google, those haven't been lagging either. But Facebook, Amazon, those have been a little bit. So we'll see if they catch up. I'm very interested in that. Ticker symbol FB. The next one here is Integris, ENTG. They actually just acquired CMC today. It's a steel company in a $6.5 billion deal. So I'm actually looking at both of these companies. They're quite boring, but they were in the news today. I was reading a lot of articles, headlines, and I looked at the charts. the charts look good. So I'm watching these. ENTG, which is uptrending on the 4-hour chart. We actually recently came back a little bit, or came down a little bit rather, towards the main moving average to test the uptrend again, and we actually bounced right off of it. So I'm looking at ENTG rather, to see if it continues this uptrend. If it breaks above 150, maybe we start pushing 160 again. And the next one, or the other one, is CMC. This one's in a wedge. You guys can see it's been uptrending for a couple of months, but at the same time, it's been making lower highs. First high is at 37. Next one was at about 36.50, pretty much 37 again, and now we're struggling at about 33. But listen, guys, if we end up taking out $34, which I'll put my alert right there, this could go back to 37 in a heartbeat by the looks of the chart, right? So I put my alert at $34. It's currently at 33.18. We'll see how that ends up playing out. FTNT is another one that I'm looking at. The company's name is Fortinet. They actually provide broad, integrated, and automated cybersecurity solutions. And admittedly, I don't know much about this company, but the chart looks pretty good. And I was looking at a bunch of charts earlier. This one popped up. It looks pretty good to me, right? We're seeing it's clearly in an uptrending channel. We're seeing an inverse head and shoulder breakout on the 4-hour chart, and it's above both moving averages. So I think if this inverse head and shoulder fully plays out, we're probably going to 355, 360 again, which aligns with the uptrending channel that we're in. We're probably just going to go towards the top of the channel. So I'm looking at FTNT, pretty solid setup in my personal opinion. And the last one for today is Amgen, right? They actually discover, develop, manufacture, and deliver human therapeutics worldwide. And this, in my opinion, is beginning a reversal. You know, it was in a downtrend for a couple of months from 260. It hit a low of 198 just recently, about 2 weeks ago, beginning of December, right? And since then, it started reversing. You know, we hit 200. We broke the 50 SMA. We broke the 180 SMA at 208. Now we're trading at 220, right by the high point from a couple of weeks ago. That was in the beginning of November. So if we break 220, we clear above that point. I'm going to set my alert right there right now. This could start gaining momentum back to the mid 200s, or at least up to 230 in the beginning, or in the short term rather, followed by maybe 240. You know, there's a couple of gaps to the upside, but initially, if 220 breaks, 230's next based on this chart. So set your alerts. This one's gaining momentum. Same with PGR and a lot of the other ones that we talked about in this video. So if you guys found value, hit the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe. Again, we're trying to get 25,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I do appreciate each and every one of you out there watching, liking, subscribing, joining the Patreon for extra support, and of course, you get a bunch of perks on Patreon. Check it out, link down below. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to also get your 5 stocks from Webull and your $50 from M1 Finance. All of those, the Patreon, the 5 stocks, the $50 are linked down below, and that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll pop some up here I made earlier. Check them out. I'll see you there. Thanks for watching as always. Keep crushing the markets. Stay safe out there. Peace out, guys.